Yes, I have become that person. Oh, I have been interviewing.
I ain't got too many racks right now, but I promise I'ma get this soon.
Hey guys, hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This feels so like extremely odd because it's been a minute. It's been a minute or two. It's been a minute to 3 months, you know what I mean? So yeah, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maz. If you are back to my YouTube channel, you most likely are just have been wondering where the beep I have been. So it's been a crazy couple of months. It's been a crazy couple of exciting, scary, all the describing words you could think of. Yeah, it's been all of that, but I thought I would do like a life update and kind of tell you guys what's been going on, and yeah, just sort of just like an update before I start uploading content. And my content is going to change just a tad, not too much. I really want to do more like vlogs, just because now I'm actually not going to be doing an apprenticeship anymore. I'm going to be working full-time, so I think it's a bit more different, because the whole reason I wanted to kind of like talk about my experience as an apprentice is because it's something that I know that a lot of people haven't experienced, so I thought that would be useful. But I'm sure you, like, a lot of people have like worked full-time. Maybe I can talk about like kind of navigating my way through my new role, and then I will tell you guys like what my new role is, because I am extremely excited to tell you. I've been interviewing, I have been interviewing for the past 3 months. The reason I say interviewing is because I've just been back-to-back different interviews, different companies, different roles, trying to really navigate like what it is that exactly that I want to do. So with that being said, again, I apologize for not being consistent. I'm going to try and be consistent again. It might be difficult these first few kind of, I feel like I have something in my eye. It might be give me like it might be difficult these first kind of few weeks or months actually, because I'm going to be starting a new role and I'm going to have to start actually like getting used to it. So guys, let me tell you what my new role is. Actually, let me be creative with it. I'm really putting such suspense on this, and you lot are going to be like, is it really that deep? Without showing you all of my like to-do lists and my goals and stuff like that, yeah, this was my biggest goal, just down here. And should we tick it? Should we tick it? Because I did it. My goal, job wise overall, I'll tell you about the whole journey, because it's been a really insightful one, and I think it might be interesting for you guys to actually like kind of know what happened. But so this was my goal. Come on, it doesn't want to. Yep. And now I can officially, oh my pen doesn't want to work. This is just me. This is life for me. You guys get the gist. So I can officially tick that off, as I am actually going to be working at YouTube. Some of you that have been on my channel will know like a lot of my channel and the content that I did was based around kind of like career wise and my apprenticeship, and my apprenticeship was at Google. And it's very like, it's a very surreal feeling, because it's very hard to kind of land a role, especially like a full-time role at Google. But I didn't exactly want to work within exactly the sales side. My love and my passion has always been, as you can see, like I love creating content, and just the platform itself, YouTube, has been like something that I enjoy watching, learning about, and a lot of my role with previously in my apprenticeship was more so kind of like on the sales side, where I was using kind of selling YouTube as an advertising platform. So this time it's going to be a bit different, because actually my role is going to be a strategic partner manager. Listen to me with a big words. Sorry, I'm gassed. But yeah, so I really have something in my eye. So yeah, the role is going to be a strategic partner manager. So that means basically I will be working with creators. So I will have a portfolio of creators that I'll be helping manage on YouTube, which I think is so exciting for me, because I'm going to get that experience of kind of actually learning more about YouTube from that point of view, from kind of the creator management side. Yeah, so that's kind of like what's happening with me. I start next week. Probably when this is out, I may have started already. Obviously my apprenticeship ended end of January. After January, I then decided, okay, I'm going to actually take my time. I gave myself up until March. I said February, March, if I don't have anything that that I want, because I was searching very much externally whilst waiting for the YouTube opportunities to pop up. So I thought to myself, well, if I don't have anything at the end of those 3 months or 2 months up until March, then just take whatever's there, because it's not me that's going to be broke. So that's the plan that I had in my head. It didn't go like that at all. So the Google opportunity actually came all the way in April, but the opportunities that I kind of went through, so I went through numerous interviews, and very selfishly, some of the interviews I knew, even if they did offer me a role, I kind of didn't want that role, but it was just to get in the groove, just to kind of see what was out there, and for me to understand how, the things that I could work on within my interviews, that when that one job that you really want, you can always perform your best. And that was something that was really, it was really draining, but I was lucky enough to actually think, because I have friends and other people that I know that were looking for roles, and it's really hard at the moment with the whole, like, obviously with COVID and everything, so it's really hard. And I was fortunate enough that these opportunities were presented to me. And also I did see a difference in the types of CVs that I did. So I did like one massive CV, and then I did different CVs that you can alter and kind of change about, and I did see like a massive difference. Few days were really, not first few weeks were really hard. You just didn't hear anything back, and I started panicking that I should have done it earlier, because other people had, other apprentices. Though you shouldn't really like compare yourself, you have to think, they've been searching and they've been getting their roles, they've been getting what they want. But I'm a big believer in fate, and I'm a big believer in God, so I feel like what will be, what is meant for you will be meant for you, as long as you work hard and all of that jazz. So yeah, so I got my CVs out and then once I did get like my first offer. My first offer was, I think, literally just as I finished my apprenticeship around January. I was interviewing for that role, and really and truly it wasn't even a role that I was much interested in, but because I started panicking, like I said, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, let me go for it. So did a couple of interviews, and then was given the offer, and then from that I decided it was more like an agency. It was more like a video kind of very content-led agency, which is something that I was interested in the sense of like content, because that's kind of what I really want to focus on at the moment career-wise. So I was like, okay, that's cool, but towards the end of it I just decided, do you know what, let me carry on. Once I've had a few talks with my mom and everyone, and they kind of helped me with that process. After kind of deciding, okay, that wasn't for me, I went again to carry on searching and interviewing, and I would write down on my notepad, and I actually had a Google Sheets. Yes, I have become that person. I organized like all my interviews and wrote like questions on all my questions, all the applications that I'd done, just to kind of say, okay, I've applied for X amount of roles, I'm not getting these roles, maybe this isn't the role for me, maybe I'm not ready for that, if it was like the same particular role that I wasn't getting, if that makes sense. So I had like a whole sheet, and then the rejections that I would get, oh, a lot of rejections, you know, I would put that on there as well, and it was really hard keeping the momentum up, especially up until February. But then, guys, like, honestly, when it rains, it pours. It pours. When it rains, it pours, because I got like this amazing opportunity within a company. It was big exposure for within the film department, like, so it was like a marketing exec role, which was offered to me, and I thought, this is it, like, I'm done. Like, I've been applying for all these roles, and I feel like this is perfect for me, because, you know, I will be working with like the original films team, and still that sort of content led. And then also, whilst I was applying, like when I said, when it rains, it pours. As much as I really was interested in the role and the team, the recruitment process for me, if I'm being transparent and not, you know, I'm not saying it will be the same for everyone, the recruitment process for me wasn't the most encouraging. I felt like maybe I could have been valued a bit more, and these are not just things that I was thinking at the top of my head. I was talking to, you know, having different conversations with like a mentor that I have, with my older, you know, like managers, people that I'd created a network with. So that's why I always say, like, it's important to have like a network career wise, and they were giving me advice on kind of like, you know what, as much as this is an amazing opportunity, if you feel like you're not being valued, boo, like, why do it? Like, why put yourself in that? Because at the end of the day, you'll be unhappy after an X amount of, you know, months or so, thinking to yourself, oh, they never really valued me, or yeah. So that was kind of that opportunity, and then I decided not to take that. And it was really scary, because I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is a really big opportunity, you're kind of stupid not to take it. But then I thought to myself, let me value myself, like, let me put a crown on my head, you know what I mean? If I feel like this isn't for me right now, career wise, it's not for me. So that was that. And then shortly afterwards, I had applied, guys, because when I came out of Google, the first thing that I said to myself, I said, if I'm not working at Google, I want to work at TikTok, I want to work at Viacom, or I want to work, I had like a list, or Netflix, or like these, and they were very, very ambitious goals, Obviously, if it wasn't gonna, YouTube was my first choice anyway, just because that's what I wanted, but these were very ambitious goals, very, very ambitious. And I you know, and I think sometimes, I think that's probably why it took me so long, but I'm happy it took me that long, because the opportunity that I have now, I wouldn't have had if I hadn't waited and really kind of like took my time with it. And guys, I have to point out that I've been fortunate enough, because I'm back at home, things like rent or expenses or things like that weren't really a thought to me, but obviously it would have been a different situation had I been back in London living by myself, and you have to pay rent and stuff like that. So that's what happened. And then afterwards I applied, no word of a lie, I applied for over, I think maybe 15, 16, okay, maybe that's a stretch, yeah, but maybe like 15 roles at TikTok. And literally, when I started hearing about like the Google opportunities, the TikTok one came, we did the interviews, they went really well, yeah, and yeah, they went really, really well. And then from that, I was offered like a job at TikTok, and that's when I really like deeped it. I was like, yo, this is so exciting, because TikTok still has that startup kind of energy, and you know what I mean, and it would be in content, and the role was kind of like, would be agency focused, so working with different creative agencies to make ads for TikTok. So it was still going to be in the sales side, but it would have been similar to my apprenticeship, where I was working with like on the content side as well, like a little bit, if that makes sense. If you're working on the ad side, it's still a form of content, and I felt like I had so much knowledge, obviously coming in from Google, that I could definitely pour into TikTok. And it was just a really exciting opportunity, and I'm sure like with everything that's going on, like imagine just like being able to say, yo, I work with TikTok, like and yeah, and the team was lovely. The process was completely different to the previous process that I had. Like I said, it might be different for everyone, but I just thought, let me be transparent, because not every single, you know, recruitment process or recruiter or anything like that is going to be the same. So with TikTok as well, TikTok actually came around the time I had started interviewing. So the offer for TikTok came around the time I'd started interviewing for YouTube for this role. So this is literally this is like my dream role, to be able to work with creators for a platform that I'm passionate about, you know. Like this was my dream one, but it was because, like I said before, it's very highly unlikely that kind of apprentices, not impossible obviously, because it's happened a few times, but for apprentices on the Google side would get a full-time job in London within UK. So this was something I didn't think was as tangible, if that makes sense. But I thought, let me just give it a shot. You know, I've been waiting for this role to pop up, and then kind of went through the interview process and had that TikTok offer, which I didn't want to let go, because the TikTok offer was good as well. It was really good, and it was a great opportunity, and I thought with the culture and everything there, I'd fit in as well. It would be kind of the next stop. So these are, guys, I'm just throwing around the big names. The reason I'm saying this is because these are places where people, I'm sure a lot of people would be excited to work at and stuff like that. And again, like I said, I'm so happy and so like willing to do a video on kind of the interview processes for these big companies and how that went about. And I feel like definitely, had I not had my apprenticeship at Google, these opportunities probably would not be presented to me. Yeah, I'm proper aware of that. Yeah, if it wasn't for Google, I probably would not, they probably wouldn't have seen me. But the interview process, that was all me, so I can claim that. And then yeah, the Google process was kind of, yeah, we went through, and actually before, this was very risky, before I had gotten the YouTube offer, I don't know, I actually had a dream that I was working the YouTube role, which is really weird. And I don't know what it is about me. I am very much, like I said, I believe in manifesting. I believe in things will be fate. I believe like if God presents something to you, or like dreams mean something, like if you like, what's the superstitious? I'm a superstitious person. Very superstitious. So yeah, I had that dream, and then obviously TikTok kind of wanted an answer ASAP. So it was an account planner role, by the way, the TikTok one. So different roles from the marketing exec role. And then I decided, no, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk it and not take the role at TikTok. And I didn't take it. And then I prayed. And then 2 weeks, not 2 weeks, maybe a week or two later, that's kind of when I started to hear more about the YouTube role. And then yeah, it was offered to me, and I was just like, oh my god. Yeah, so I'm so scared, because you know, there was where you're hustling, and you're not hustling, but you know when you're making moves and you're excited and you're like, I'm gonna get this, and then once you actually get something, you're like, this was literally my literal reaction, like when they said, like, you know, you've gotten the role, and I was like, and my mum was ecstatic, because she was so shocked, because obviously the whole route, like, of not going to university, especially within like an African household, that to her was a massive shock. To me, I was proud to kind of show her, okay, university doesn't have to be the only option. And I'm not gonna lie, you know, I didn't think it would probably take me this far. I thought it would help me, but yeah, guys, so that's basically kind of the job search journey that I went through. And throughout all of it, I learned about negotiating salary. I learned about you know, like how valuing yourself. Like I had this amazing kind of like I want to call her a mentor, but it's not official, but someone that I speak to, this lady that works at Netflix, and she's amazing. Like, and I asked her every time when I have a chat with her, she's so informative, and she's black, so she's so such a strong, confident black woman. And you know, when you see someone within the industry that you're in, working, doing amazing stuff, and like just being a boss, and you're just like, yo, I want to be you, I'm gonna be a boss. So yeah, so guys, yeah, that is it. I hope that wasn't too long, and I hope you guys understand why I went through the whole like journey without like going back and forth recording it. I probably should have, because I think there was very much elements, like teachable moments, that I think would have been really useful for anyone, that I would have loved to see throughout the process. But definitely like negotiating salary, that one for me was a bit difficult because I ain't got the balls for that. But yeah guys, so that was it from me. I hope we have caught up now. Also, actually, let me tell you, just aside from work, I did my driver's test again. I did intensive, and I failed it, but then that's another story for a whole nother video. Guys, I just want my license at this point, because to be fair, I wasn't very motivated. Anyway, I'm going into something else anyway. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed that update. I hope you kind of know now I'm back, and I'm gonna start doing more vlogs. I'm gonna start like when I'm going out with my mom, when I'm doing this and that. Obviously let me know in the comments, if you would, pretty please with a cherry on top, what you'd like to see again on my channel. Even on the career part, I don't really want to be doing too much of that. Maybe just like having conversations, but there's actually new segments that I'm trying to introduce onto my YouTube channel. But yeah, I'm excited to actually be back and start doing some useful stuff. So yeah, that's kind of the update with my life at the moment. Start a new job next week, and still failed my driving test, and yeah, still living at home, about to go to London. I'm gonna vlog loads and record loads about my move back to London. But yeah, okay. All right, thank you so much. Like I said, if you're new to my channel, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, and if you are a regular viewer, thank you so much. Thank you for staying with me. Yeah, thanks. All right, bye, take care.